Hello guys, welcome to 5 Minutes with Kayleen, and this is going to be every single week, hopefully. No, it's going to be every single week. So today I'm going to talk about how I had a secret money-making podcast for a full year that no one knew about. Robin is standing behind me and she is shocked. Let me take you back a little bit behind. When I was a young child, I used to have my own show. It was called The Star Show. I used to be the doctor and the patient. Like, I'd talk as the doctor and I'd also talk as the patient. And it was so good. I loved it. And it was actually my favorite pastime I'd do after school. That's why during the COVID time, when I finished high school and I'm just at home, it came to me I can actually do the same thing that I was doing as a child, but this time I can actually do it in an app. So what I did is honestly, I didn't listen to podcasts. I didn't even know what podcasts were. To be honest, I didn't know. I knew there was something like a radio show. I knew all these things, but I didn't know that podcasts exist. So what I did, I went on Google and searched podcast, and Anchor came up. And I was like, oh, so I can record with my podcast. So there we go. I downloaded, there was two, there's Spreaker, there was Anchor. So I used Spreaker as my first podcasting distributor. I didn't even know anything about distributing whatever. I just went and looked for anything that can record anything. So I just went, downloaded it, and there we go. I had a podcast. But the thing is, I had nothing to talk about. So I was just there, I'm like, what do I start with? And guess what I thought was the best thing to start with? About a woman peeing. So the funny thing is, the day before I loaded an app for a podcast, there was randomly a woman on the streets and she had a small child and she wanted me to take care of the child because she was feeling so pressed. So she was like, hold my child as I go pee. So I was like, this would make a good content podcast creation. So my first episode, even today, if you go to my podcast, my first episode is called From Shop to Pee, because I was literally just going to my shop and this woman asked me to help her pee, I guess. And she'd tell me, Kayleen, don't look behind. I'm like, don't worry about that. So I found out that there's another one called Anchor. Now, this Spreaker one was taking quite a long time to distribute, because the thing is, distributors usually push out your content to Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all these things they do. I don't have to go individually to any of them. So what I did is I saw Spreaker was kind of taking a long time. I don't even know why I had Anchor, to be honest, but I just decided to post it also on Anchor. So now I started posting my content more and more on Anchor. Now, the good thing with Anchor is that I could see my progress. And people from Czechoslovakia, I got fans from Czechoslovakia. I got fans from, UK, like Australia. It was insane. And I was like, wow, I'm actually killing this. I saw on Anchor that you can actually get sponsorship from them before you actually get big brand deals. And when you post a podcast and the more people listen to you, if you put an Anchor advertisement in it, they pay you to do that advertisement. And guess what? I started getting my first cents. And it was insane. Honestly, this wasn't a one-day thing. Of course, it took a period of time, maybe 3 months before I started getting paid. And I started getting earning. Now, why did I not tell anyone about my podcast? Well, I think, first of all, I wanted to say things. I wanted to pour out my heart and say everything. I wanted to be very open. I wanted to tell you about all my fears, failures, without anyone that I know knowing that I have the podcast. 2 is that I felt that God was telling me to first keep quiet first. And I don't know why at that time. Even now, I'm really not sure, but I was just not sure about pushing it out yet. So my podcast was secret for a full on year, or even 2, to be honest, before I started telling people about. Even my mom had no idea I had a podcast. She found that out after 6 months. So why am I telling you this story? I don't know. I was just telling you the story. I just hope that if you have something, start it. If you want to start a podcast, start it. If you want to start YouTube, start it. Do whatever you can to start it. Get your Anchor, get your speaker, whatever you can. Get your phone and do what you can. And that's it with 5 minutes. with me. Bye.